It's like a pre-show.
Mm.
All right, 99 should be live. Yes, sir. Give me a second. There we go.
Powered by Riverside.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome into a brand new episode of the Broken Woolberry Podcast this week. I'm your host, Matt Codd, and alongside of me is my co-host, Jake Belts. What's up, Jake?
What's up, Matt? How are you, man?
Another week, another race winner. No, I'm kidding. Same race winner, different week.
Great
Gonna be a
race,
topic of conversation all day, all week. Obviously, is going to be Tyler Reddick, right, coming out of Kansas. What are we at now? We've just wrapped up week number 9 on the season. So we got Reddick, 5th win of the season. We're off to a historical start to start the 2026 campaign. Looking forward to talking about that with all of y'all this evening. Before we get things started, though, before we kick things off, if you love what you're listening to, feel free to follow us on Facebook at the Broken Woolberry Podcast, YouTube at the Broken Woolberry Podcast. Feel free to smash the follow button and like button on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Spotify. If you miss our live stream, which we do every single Wednesday at 8 o'clock at night, if you miss our live stream, feel free to follow those 3 subscription providers. Again, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music. We'll have this week's episode posted every single time on those subscriptions. Again, if you love what you're listening to, we appreciate the love and support. Continue smashing the follow and the like button, Jake. Jake, tonight, before we really get into Kansas and we talk about this, I guess NASCAR's rigging stuff at this point. I got to throw it out there. We got a couple public service announcements, guys. I'm definitely kind of pissed right now at a little bit at our fan base. I'm going to challenge you this evening. Be prepared for that. But before we get really into Kansas and all that type of stuff, I wanted to just discuss 2 things from the show announcements. Number 1, Pocono Tailgate, couple months away, just saying. We got our tickets. We are ready to rock and roll at the Triangle. We are up there every single year. If you're at the track and you want a tailgate, the Broken Woolberry Podcast tailgate will be going on. Again, more information to follow in the May. We're working out some fine details on that, but we are excited to have I guess it's now the 4th annual Broken Woolberry Podcast tailgate live at the Tricky Triangle. We'll be doing a live episode, so we're excited about that. Second show announcement this week, Jake. Richmond. We will be live at Richmond. That is our official show on the road in 2026. So if you miss us at Pocono and you have tickets to Richmond, we will be live at Richmond for a live episode from the track. I love the live episodes. Jake, it's your first time doing it. So it's going to be pretty entertaining. I will say this. There's a lot of noise and a lot of commotion going on all over God's creation. But if you 2 opportunities to see our show live at tracks, and that's 1, Pocono, your early tailgate, no doubt about it. Feel free to come on by. And then number 2, Richmond. So also, finally, tonight, as we've been doing since the Daytona 500, we will be doing a koozie giveaway. And once again, we will have some questions, Jake. I feel like we're just going to do random questions for the season so far, all over the sport. What you're going to do in order to win a koozie, all you have to do is go into our Blown Engine chat line, type in the correct answer. The first one to chime in will 1,000% win a koozie. And like I said, we'll be shipping that out to you later this week. So Pretty exciting show.
It will be.
Pretty exciting show. And again, we have multiple topics of conversation. Like I said, I'll be calling out the fan base probably at the halfway point of the show this evening. If you want to be involved with the show, Blunt Ninja chat line's wide open. If you're listening to us on YouTube and Facebook, feel free to go in the comment section. And if you disagree with something, we want to hear from you. We were trying to be the voice of reasoning of the fans. So let's go to the Blunt Ninja chat line. Jake, we have a comment and right here, Jess, she checks in. Cannot wait for Pocono race. Yep, that's right. We're a couple months away, Jake. Right?
Yes.
A couple months away.
I'm excited now that we have the tickets. I'm very, very excited.
Man, I know we're going to be talking about it a lot as we get closer to the race date. But there is nothing better than a good old-fashioned Pocono tailgate.
Oh, it was fun as hell last year. I mean, it's something we couldn't. I was looking so forward to doing the live episode, and the weather did not go in our favor. But when the sun came out, it was a wonderful day.
Hot. It was hot. It felt like someone turned on a sauna.
Yeah, it was hot last year.
But there's nothing better than a Pocono tailgate. I mean, and I'm not just saying us. I mean, that track, like, to me, Pocono, I think is, and I'm biased, and I don't care what anyone says because I am from Pennsylvania. But to me, I think Pocono has the best pre-race ceremony, like with fans and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that Pocono's got the best like fan interactions. I really do. I think the tailgate's absolutely incredible. I've been in the infield. The infield's fucking ridiculous. Like really, really ridiculous.
I went in there 2 years ago. I didn't go in there last year. I went there 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, there's parties going on all weekend in the infield. I mean, again, I'm glad I did it when I was younger because my liver couldn't handle it now. But Pocono, like I said, there is nothing better than Pocono. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Richmond has to provide us.
Yeah.
Right? I'm really excited about Richmond. So, another show on the road. That's what I'm excited for.
Yes.
That's all I care about. All right, we got Lance who checked in on the London chat line. He chimes in. He goes, "Can't wait for Bubba to dominate Pocono." All right, well, we're not at Pocono yet, so.
Yeah. And he's not going to dominate this. So don't.
I mean,
buy your ticket just to see that.
Oh man, how embarrassing! You would hate that. That would be your biggest nightmare. That would be your biggest nightmare. Bubba Wallace dominated that race. And it's a Toyota track too. Just saying, Toyotas do really well at that track. So, all right, let's again. Thank you for getting us down the rabbit hole, Lance, on that one. Let's get into some fast headliners real quick, courtesy of jayski.com. Follow them on X or by Facebook or by web at www.jayski.com. So 23XI Racing partners with Field and Stream. They're going to be set with the Nashville Takeover at Chiefs. And that will happen on May 31st. IKEA is going to be serving as an associate sponsor of Carson Husqvarna 3 races. That's an interesting sponsorship. That's an interesting sponsorship. I mean, that's a younger generation furniture store. I mean, I never really ever thought in my life I would ever see IKEA on a NASCAR sponsorship. But I like that. I do like that a lot. Yeah. Up next, Jake, we have Zach Brown. He's going to be named the Grand Marshal for the Jack Links 500 this Sunday at Talladega. Pretty big name there. And Cletus McFarland will be returning to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series at Nashville when the series ends up going down to Nashville. And what is it now? I think like 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
So, yeah, Cletus McFarland. Anything pop out of you? I mean, I think we could kind of brief on Cletus McFarland real quick. What's your thoughts on him? What's your thoughts on him racing?
I mean, I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. I know people are very bothered by it. Doesn't really bother me. I think it brings a big name to the sport and more followers and more people to tune in. I do think that since I've been there, that whole thing at Chiefs in Nashville is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, I know we've talked about it off air. I think Nashville Super Speedway. Listen, it sucks at the fair. I know last week we talked about the fairgrounds a little bit. And I don't think the fairgrounds are ever going to come back. I just don't.
No.
And it's more so because of the migrations of a lot of people moving from New York City, California, all over the country down to Nashville. They don't want stock car racing in their backyard. They're going to complain. They're going to cry. They're going to say, I didn't sign up for this nonsense. It's just not, it's bullshit. I do like, though, that the super speedway is kind of taken over as the Nashville market track. And I know when it was rumored originally, when they first went down the Nashville Super Speedway, that they were like, hey, this is kind of the footprint into the fairgrounds, right? This is the footprint. But at this point, I don't know if the Super Speedway is the footprint. I think the Super Speedway is the final piece of the puzzle. But I do like again, we talked about it off air. I like what Nashville embraces it. They really do. Like Broadway. I like a lot of the partnerships. I know Tootsie's a big sponsor within NASCAR. Tootsie's is it's a bar on Broadway. So I agree with you on that. I think that's a really cool. I think that's really cool that 23XI is going to be partnering doing the takeover at Chiefs. More fans, dude. That's all I care about. More fans get us involved. In regards to Cletus McFarland, I know a couple weeks ago his card was declined to race at Talladega in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Going to be racing at Nashville. And I will say this. I mean, there's a lot of people within this fan base that call him a career YouTuber. They can't stand him, all that type of stuff. And they think that NASCAR is just trying to bite the bullet on a high revenue and high viewership with him on the track. At this point, why not take the shot? Right?
Yeah, I mean,
if you're NASCAR, why not take the shot? Get Cletus McFarland on the track as more as possible. And here's the other thing, too. And it's funny how a lot of these people complain about Cletus McFarland being on the track. But if you're Cletus McFarland, you get more track time, you're probably going to get better at racing those cars.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to get better. You're continuously practicing. So why not give him more opportunities to race? I think it's kind of silly that they did not. I think it's silly that they declined his opportunity to race the Talladega in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. I think you should have at least given him a shot. I know in the Trassman Truck Series in Daytona, he ended up wrecking within the first 20 laps. But at the same time, like, all it's going to do for him is continue putting him on the track, continue practicing and getting quality laps in these cars. And honestly, we already know he's got a great viewership. A lot of fans of his. Try to bridge that gap. NASCAR fans are always complaining, oh, the fans are down, the attendance is down, Well, this is a great opportunity. We should be embracing it.
Yeah.
But instead, we'll knock it. But all right, so once again, those were the fast headliners this week coming out at jski.com. Follow them on X, Facebook, or web at www.jski.com. So, final article this week, though, and this one is actually from, this is from the Sports Business Journal, and that is NASCAR is evaluating the potential of using electric vehicle in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. And this article came out yesterday, April 21st, 2026, and it basically says, with NASCAR's R&D unit building its first electric vehicle, it is constantly meeting with the prospective OEMs. NASCAR is evaluating the potential of one day using its crossover utility vehicle EV in the second-tier O'Reilly Auto Parts Series to give that division a better brand identity. It's also planning to experiment with a hydrogen combustion engine in the next 5 years. There is certainly a needle to be threaded there along the line of entertainment and sport, and maybe you can even go beyond sport and just say pure engineering. So, again, this article is courtesy of Sports Business Journal. A couple of things coming out of this one. One, Jake, electric vehicle in NASCAR. I think we're kind of coming to that point. Not happy with it. Number two, there is no date on this. So it's not like in 2027 they're going to be doing electric vehicles. But what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, you'll lose me immediately. I won't watch it. This sport's about loud engines, fast cars. I'm a supercross, motocross fan. They've been talking about that for years. It has come out, people bitch and moan about it. I think it's cool. You're getting electronics into it and shit like that. This is NASCAR. Where this just no. I don't even know what else to say. Just no. I will not watch the sport anymore.
Yeah, I mean, oh god, there's so many thoughts and opinions on this. First of all, EV, possibly SUV, like, and I get it that this sport has always been a reflection of what the manufacturers have basically, produced and designed, right? For years, like the Chevrolets always had like an Impala. They either had the Monte Carlo. They either had, as of recent, they had the Camaro. Ford was Fusion, Mustangs, all that good stuff. I am so against the idea of an SUV. And I
Yeah, no.
understand that this country has an obsession with SUVs at this point. But
Mhm.
I don't foresee an SUV going over 200 miles an hour at Daytona. I just
No.
don't. Yeah, they'll build the engines and they'll try to do it, but like, so now it's kind of like, all right, with that, like, what are you thinking? Like, are you going to lower the horsepower? What are you going to design that makes it entertaining? In regards to the electric, and look, I know that the electric is a massive conversation, whether it's political, whether it's environmental, whatever it is. My points on this is that I severely doubt. While NASCAR, I think, will talk about it, I don't think that NASCAR will ever put full electric into the sport.
No,
I really
see
don't.
it.
And I say that with confidence. They know for a fact that the fan base, there's a certain percentile of the fan base and sports media personnel that continue driving this electric vehicle nonsense down our throats. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know some of you guys, and you guys are a pain in the ass with it. Knock it off. And like, to be honest with you, you're only throwing it down our throats right now because you want to be right.
Yes.
You damn well know for a fact that this is not Formula One. This is not Formula E. Cut it out. You will lose a bunch of fans at that point if they do go full electric. Will it be cool? I don't know. I probably won't tune into it. I swear. I did not watch NASCAR because I wanted to watch an electric vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
That's not competitive to me. It's not. Yeah, Formula One's doing it. They got new engines and all that type of stuff. Yeah, look how boring it is right now. I know Formula One fans right now, they're jumping ship because they can't stand what it's become.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the electric vehicle idea is very stupid. The sport was built off of V8s and gasoline. And I understand.
Horsepower,
Listen,
baby.
horsepower. And I understand. Look, I understand that, at times we're always having issues with gas prices in this country just because we're at war and all that type of stuff. I understand that. I'm not naive.
Mm-hmm.
But get creative and get clever with it. And if the OEMs want to sit there and make electric vehicles into the Cup Series level, then we need to talk to them and figure out how can you sustain a gas power engine. Granted, there is no date on it, right? From what I just read, what article I just read from the Sports Business Journal, there is no date that they're going to fully electric. It's just been discussed.
Mm-hmm.
But the media's got to cut the shit. And I know we're part of the media, but the national guys have to cut the shit. And I want to call you all out on that. Oh, this is what we're hearing. Yeah, and you damn well know for a fact all you're doing is writing the articles out to get the fan base to rile them up and get clicks.
Mm-hmm.
There is no date on when NASCAR is going to go electric. They have just discussed it. And to be honest with you, I agree, Jake. I don't think they're ever going to go with it. I just don't. Now,
I don't think it needs to be brought up again, ever.
I think the hydrogen combustion engine is more realistic than an electric vehicle.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. I mean, you see that stuff in vehicles now. Like, electric cars have just never really caught my mind. I just never really was a fan of electric cars. I'll never personally own an electric car. That's just me personally. But yeah, I'm not gonna turn on NASCAR on Sunday and hear wing wing. Like, no, I want to hear V8s full throttle screaming at me. That's what I'm turning on Sunday. Not even just hearing tires spin is all you're gonna hear.
Yeah. And I want to hear from the fans too tonight. I do. I want to hear from the fans because, like I said, maybe I'm misreading that the percentage of the fan base, whether they want electric or not. Maybe I am. But from a lot of people I've talked to, they don't want electric vehicles. So feel free, Blunt Engine chat line wide open for you. to discuss whether you believe that NASCAR going to an electric vehicle is a good move or not. And again, like I said, there is no date on when this is going to happen. And as of right now, it's just discussed in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. That is it. So, all right,
Make an
let's
electric
take a.
series.
I think that weren't they going to try that?
Just don't ruin the series that are already formed. Build another one and let me know how many people tune in, because you'll be surprised how many people don't.
From what I understand, if I'm not mistaken, they've already been discussing about setting up an electric series and like on the short tracks. Oh,
I mean, do that and see how many people view in. I mean, and go off of that and go off. You know what I mean? Just don't throw them into it.
well, then they'll complain that the top dogs in the sport are not racing the electric vehicles, and that's why viewership's down. That and you'll see the goalposts continuously go and move and shift and all that type of stuff. That's all they'll do. The electric vehicle people who are pushing this agenda are really freaking annoying, and I've been seeing it for a long time. Now, like I said, I like a lot of these people, but it's like, knock it the hell off. Like, you're just getting clicks.
Mm-hmm.
You are. You're riling the fan base up, and you're going to get clicks, and then you're going to make fun of them on your Facebook pages.
Yeah.
Oh, woke car. Oh, you guys only stop riling them up. Again, that's why I wanted to bring up this article tonight. There is no date. It's been discussed. Yes, I think it's very stupid, but at the same time, it is being discussed. That is it. All right. Green and white checker on that. Sorry, I got riled up with that, man. Like I said, I'm coming after the fan base tonight. I'm coming after a couple of people tonight, and because I want to challenge our fan base. I want to challenge the fan base, and we'll continue doing that tonight as well. So, let's talk about Kansas, Jake. First up, what's your thoughts from your overall thoughts? I guess you can say overall thoughts on Kansas this past weekend.
So I watched a race with my dad this weekend. It was a good race, fun time.
Shout out to Doug.
Yep. We enjoyed the race. So that was a good race. I mean, Kansas is Kansas. It's a fun race to watch. I like watching the different lines and all that stuff. But at the end of that race, Matt, me and my dad looked at each other, and it is very, very hard to not feel like something's going on. I was the middleman the entire time during this whole Tyler Reddick thing. Like, no, like I see both sides. Like, it is what, like, it's hard, man. It's hard. And I know people have been posting on Facebook, oh, did people think about this when Kyle Larson when he won all those races in 2021? I get it. There was no lawsuit before then, though. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still staying in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're good. Like I said, obviously it's open forum. It's your obvious opinion and all that type of stuff. So Kansas, let's talk about the track itself and the race on Sunday. I thought was, it's typical Kansas, right? I mean, I'm looking at the scorecard right now, courtesy of NASCAR.com. Time of the race, 2 hours and 48 minutes and 39 seconds. That was a very fast race.
Mm-hmm.
Very fast race. And that's what happens when you only have you only had one caution for cause. That's it. Then you had 2 stage cautions. That's why it completely went by as quick as it did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, oh man. So there's been a lot of chatter, right? A lot of chatter with a lot of people, all over social media, right? Is NASCAR rigging these races? Is NASCAR rigging the races? And
I don't think they can, but
no, come on, they're not. And I'm gonna come on, they're not rigging the races, man. They're not and I get that everyone's upset right now with Tyler Reddick winning. And granted, he's won 5 of the first 8 races in 2026. Yes, he is off, or 9 races, excuse me. He is off to a historical start. He has now joined the company of Dale Earnhardt, Cale Yarborough, and Richard Petty. That is an elite company.
mm-hmm.
And I think one thing, Jake, that the playoff system took away from us, I think the playoff system took away what it felt like to watch a driver completely dominate a season, right? yes, we had Kyle Larson back in 2021. He had 10 wins in that season. And yes, were people complaining? It's funny because a lot of people who are pro Reddick right now are like, well, no one complained when Larson was doing it. No. A lot of fans
A lot of
complained.
people did.
A lot of people
Unless you were a Larson fan.
like, listen, I could go back and get some of your own receipts and just sit there and post it up. People were complaining when Larson did it. I think a problem that we have in NASCAR is that we are, since 2013, we are not accustomed to a driver completely dominating a season. Right? Like, I mean, back before the playoffs started, I mean, yeah, you had like, listen, even 2020, you had Harvick and Hamlin winning almost every other race in the pandemic. And people were complaining about that. And the only reason why people thought 2020 was a good season is because Chase Elliott won the championship. If one of those two drivers won the championship, people would complain it's the most boring season ever. It's all of a sudden it's rigged for, Kevin Hart. It happens. But like us as a fan base do not comprehend domination.
Yeah, I mean, having seasons like that, and do I think Tyler Reddick's racing phenomenal? 100%. I'm not taking any of that away from him at all. When he's won, he's been in a spot where he needed to be to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
But pure domination makes it kind of tells other people like, where you at? You know, it makes it interesting in my eyes. It makes it interesting, but yeah, no, I mean, I flirted with the idea. You can't rig a fucking race. I mean, and if they are, Matt, and it comes out they are, I'm gonna be very fucking pissed off. But I don't see how you can do it. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, and listen, I understand the whole radio of Reddick going, I ran out of gas. Now, he did turn his fuel switch on in the reserve tank. That's why he had the gas, to make it on the pace laps and down pit road. He had reserve. I understand that fans are like, well, all of a sudden he's out of gas, and then Cody Ware spent. Do you think that Cody Ware knew exactly what Tyler Reddick's gas strategy was? They're both on two different manufacturers. Again, I just think that this fan base at times, while it is very funny for a fan base that wanted the chase and the old Winston Cup format back into the point standings, we sure do complain a lot about a driver that completely dominates and completely demolishes the field.
Yeah.
What do you think was going to happen? What do you think happens in this system? That's why, to me, I was pro playoff because, hey, listen, last year in this system, Reddick could be winning all these races and all that type of stuff. In the playoffs, you can completely fall apart.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't get any advantage going into the playoffs. So,
and like I said, for the pro and Jake, like I said, for the pro Reddick fans that are like, well, when Larson did it, no one complained. No, they complained. They complained back then.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they completely bitched and complained. When Chase Elliott won 5 races in 2022, there was a point in NASCAR or point in this fan base that, woke car just giving Clyde Elliott all these wins. Like, stop. Nope, not happening. When Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson won all these races, everyone was complaining. Like, it happens. It happens. Drivers dominate. Dominate. And
people
yes,
don't like it when it's not their driver.
Exactly.
It's the end of the day. I mean, and I'll admit it. I'm upset. Like, I finished second on Sunday, and had a clear run for a win. Yeah, I was pissed off. I was pissed. And I was like, "Damn, man! Like, how does this guy keep fucking winning?"
Yeah. And here's the other thing too, right? Like, everyone's like acting like Reddick, it's rigged because of Reddick and all that type of stuff. Okay, guys, like, listen, Tyler Reddick is not the only driver that's ever done this. There, literally, when Reddick won the race, there was a graphic. Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, Kelly Yarborough, and Tyler Reddick are the only 4 drivers in NASCAR history to win 5 races in the first 9 of the season. It's happened before. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, it's happened before. Now, listen, everyone goes, well, Reddick went winless last year. In the preseason, you and I talked about Tyler Reddick. There was a lot of emotion and a lot of things going on with Tyler Reddick in 2025.
Yes.
There completely was. His son, rookie, had a lot of issues at the end of the season. At one point, they didn't think he was going to make it alive.
Yeah.
Also, number two, they were dealing with the whole charter system all through the end of 2024 and
Mhm.
2025. And what people don't understand in that Tyler Reddick contract with 23XI is that if 23XI ever became unchartered, Reddick could have walked from the deal and walked to a different team. So you
He
have to
could've.
understand. Yeah, so you have to understand if that lawsuit does not win, Reddick is out of a ride and trying to figure out where to go. And unfortunately, with everything locked at that point in the season, who knows where Reddick could have gone? There was a lot of things going on behind the scenes with Tyler Reddick. And Tyler Reddick went winless last year. That's great. He also won 3 races in 2024. He made a championship 4 in 2024 as well. Tyler Reddick also has won 2 Xfinity Series championships as well. Like this dude, we talked about it a couple weeks ago after Darlington, Jake. Tyler Reddick is finally hitting the point of his career I think we all expected him to hit. It took him a little bit to get there, but he was a generational prospect coming up through the Xfinity Series in the 2018, 19, and 20 seasons. There was that massive group of rookies. It was him, Christopher Bell, and Cole Custer. And Reddick is finally here. And you know what? 23XI is paying the price. And I understand that there's a lot of people that are still upset that Michael Jordan and 23XI took NASCAR to court, and now it looks shady as hell. I'm going to be honest with all of our fans. There is one team that I guarantee you NASCAR does not want to see winning all these races. And that's who? 23XI. NASCAR lost a shit ton of money in that lawsuit. They lost a ton of revenue shares through the television deals. So I don't think that they want Michael Jordan winning all. Now, they'll respect it, but I don't think that they're happy that Michael Jordan and 23XI are getting all this media attention right now.
No, I don't think so either. I get people's frustrations. I'm frustrated about it too, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. This is how it is. Tyler Reddick won the race. I mean, you can be pissed off, you can be mad, but it's like you brought up last year when he was checked out because he had other things going on. Like, could he have maybe won more races yet last year if he didn't have all that stuff going on? Yeah, and it's like he won races in 2024, like you said. I mean, I don't think this is a fluke that he's winning. You know, I know he has the ability to win races, and I know he's good. He's a good NASCAR driver. He's really, I mean, and he's showing it. I don't know. I get it. I guess if the whole lawsuit didn't happen, people wouldn't be so-called saying this is rigged.
100%. 1,000, Jake, 1,000%. And I will couldn't have nailed it any better. If there was not a lawsuit, people would not be trying to put on their like it kind of sucks because it's like what Reddick's doing. It's like, damn, like we have not seen this in years. Like this is a historical, like, I mean, I know Larson won a lot of races in 2021, but Larson won Vegas in 21 and then didn't win again until the Coke 600. So he closed the season off really well.
Mm-hmm.
Reddick from day one is like, again, I'm looking at his stat log right now. Daytona, Atlanta, Coda, 3 straight. Then Darlington and Kansas. I mean, first 9 races, you won 5 of them. I mean, that is just an immaculate start. And it's like, it sucks because I don't want to say this to come off like bad to any of our Reddick fans. But like part of me kind of wants to be like, man, I wish it was just any other driver but Reddick, just because the lawsuit happened and it would shut everybody up. Like no one would bat an eye if, let's just say this was, I don't even want to say Kyle Larson because everyone would complain. Denny Hamlin, same thing. They would complain. I don't even know who you put, but like I wish it was like William Byron or something like that. Like where it was like quiet, like
yeah, no.
Okay, this is exactly. But it's like, you know, Reddick's off to a historical start. He's finally reaching his potential of his career, which we all expected him to be at this point. And it's just like it's rigged. It's like God, like. And first of all, I guess you don't like. And I even said this too years ago when Michael Jordan and NASCAR got into a fight. I legitimately said the worst person that NASCAR could get into a fight with was who? Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has all the perfect lawyers.
Yeah.
People are mad that Michael won. I don't know. Glad we got that off our chest. I'm glad we got that off our chest. Anyways, speaking of Reddick, like I said, historical start, 5th win of the season. Right now, his stats courtesy of NASCAR.com. He's at an average finish of 5 flat through the 9 races, 199 laps led, 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s, 5 wins in the season so far. So let's go back to the race and let's just talk about the scorecard as well, Jake. We just talked about Tyler Reddick. We got into a heavy conversation with Tyler Reddick. He was your race winner. He ended up leading 3 times for 10 laps. He started on the pole, finished stage 1 and 3rd, finished stage 2 and 3rd. Second was Kyle Larson. Then 3rd was Chase Briscoe. Denny Hamlin was 4th. Bubba Wallace was 5th. Brad Keselowski was 6th. William Byron was 7th. Chase Elliott was 8th. Ty Gibbs was 9th. And Chris Buescher was 10th. That's your top 10 in the Advent Health 400. Stage 1 top 10 was Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Carson Hocevar, Bubba Wallace, and Corey Heim finished stage 1 in the top 10. And then in stage 2, we had Larson was the stage winner. Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Bubba Wallace, Brad Keselowski, Ty Gibbs, Chris Buescher, and of course we had Carson Hocevar that rounded out your top 10 in stage 2. Final laps led from the Advent Health 400 this week. But again, Reddick led 10 for 3 times. Kyle Larson led 78 for 3 times. Denny Hamlin was a race high at 131 laps, led 6 times in this race. Chris Buescher led a lap. And then we had Carson Hocevar led twice for 6. Then you had Daniel Suarez led a lap. And then Christopher Bell led 47 laps late in stage 3. So, Jay, kind of the usual culprits, I guess you could say. Stage 1, stage 2, right? Hamlin, Larson. This is basically their heavyweight fight every single time we come to this track. Neither one of them found victory lane, though.
Both of them led a lot of laps like they usually do every time we go here. So
I want to pass the mic off to you because, we'll talk about that. I'll lead the Denny Hamlin topic. I wanted to more so talk to you about, I guess, our weekly conversation, Chevrolet, because what did you see in this race? Because once again, I think the key highlight is non-race winning speed once again.
Yeah, no, 100%. One person. Again this week. Same guy again. I feel like that was Kyle Larson. I feel like he slipped up on that last lap. I think he could have won that race. I rewatched it multiple times, and that was on him. He had the speed all day. He was up there all day. But, dude, it's your same 3 in the top 10 every week. It's Larson, Byron, and Elliott. I wouldn't say every week, but those are the 3 Chevys that have been predominantly the best Chevys. And then we scroll down. It's Carson Hocevar. Oh, Austin Dillon. Bowman, all right. Suarez, not really a great day. And then you look at all the way at the bottom, all Chevys.
Yeah.
I said before, I said last week, it's a manufacturing problem. I think I just ate my own words. Is it? Because it seems like 3 guys have figured it out. And it's been the same 3.
Kind of going off your point there. Like, yeah, it's been the 3 guys from Hendrick Motorsports, right? Elliott, Larson, and William Byron. I'm going to start saying that Carson Hocevar. I'm going to put Carson Hocevar in that category as well because it seems like he's a fringe top 10 driver week in and week out, or he finishes in the top 10 week in and week out. I feel like those 4 right now are leading the crop at Chevrolet. Right now, to me, when I look at the Hendrick 3 that we always talk about with Larson, Elliott, and Byron this week got bailed out by the Cody Ware caution. William Byron the last 2 weeks has been atrocious. And then, like I said, this past week he got bailed out by the Carson Hocevar caution. They ended up putting fresh 4 Goodyear tires on the car. Ends up getting into a 7th place finish this week. It's just very difficult to look what we have seen, and I kind of agree with you. I mean, while I do think that the manufacturer is a problem right now, and it's, as we always talk about, week in and week out at this point in the 2026 season. Sorry, we sound like a broken record player at this point. But it's always Chevrolet. It's always GM when they change the body, that they always have their drivers having to adapt An interesting note, though. I was listening to the Stacking Dimes or Stacking Pennies podcast, Corey LaJoy's podcast, and on Sunday, I think a lot of our fans, read a status from our page. Where is Trackhouse Racing been? And listening to the Stacking Pennies podcast with Corey LaJoy basically explained this. He goes, when Trackhouse first came into the sport, they bought Chip Ganassi Racing's building. At the time, General Motors was working out of that shop. They weren't helping Trackhouse specifically, but they were doing a lot of the engineering stuff at Chip Ganassi's old headquarters, which Trackhouse owned. Well, this past season, Trackhouse ended up, or General Motors ended up building the building closer to Hendrick Motorsports. They ended up vacating the building, and magically, all of a sudden, the results are going downhill. It's crazy. It really is. And it's kind of like, and we've been saying it for weeks. The three Hendrick guys are always going to figure it out. Byron, Elliott, and Larson. Now, my biggest problem with those three, and once again coming out this week, while Larson led 78 laps, that was all great and dandy. My problem with Larson is that he does not have the race closing speed that we are so accustomed to seeing from that 5 car.
Well,
I mean, the Toyotas, and let's call it as is, like, whether you think NASCAR is rigged or not, I mean, Reddick still got around Kyle Larson. Reddick's car still passed post-race inspection. To me, he does not have the race closing speed, and it's almost like he has to play defense at this point. Now, that's something that Kyle Larson in his career, and you're a big Larson guy, Jake, Larson has not had to play much defense throughout his whole entire career.
No.
So and again, Chase Elliott has had to play defense in his career. So like I said, for me, I agree with you. While I do want to say it's fully on the manufacturers right now, manufacturer problem, I'm starting to change my tune myself and starting to think that this is a driver overall issue with the Chevrolets.
Yeah, driver and team. I don't think some teams have figured out the car yet. I think the guys you're seeing constantly up there, like those 4 that we talked about, I think crew chiefs and crew members are starting to figure out how to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I totally agree.
I think this week is going to be another huge one to let you know.
You think with Talladega?
Because I just think it's going to be. I want to see it. Do the Chevys gang up and try to draft together?
They're going to have to.
They're going to have to, but how much slower are they? I mean, you're not going to see it by large fractions of a number, but you'll be able to tell. Are they in the back? Are they in the middle? Are they in the front? They definitely ain't going to be in the front, but I don't know. I kind of mind blown.
I think the 300 guys are going to
maybe, yeah.
I feel like, and Stenhouse. This is a great, folks, for all of our Ricky Stenhouse Jr. fans. This is a big week for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. This is a massive week for Ricky. But yeah, no, it is going to be interesting. I'm going to take Talladega out of it. This week, all manufacturers get a pass just because of super speedway. Like you said, a lot of the teams are going to be drafted with themselves. But when we get out of Talladega, we go to Texas, Watkins Glen, Dover, Charlotte, Nashville, and Pocono. That is our next lineup slate of races. I want to see what the Chevrolets do when we get to Texas.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a big indication to me. Same thing with Watkins Glen, because right now it looks like the Toyotas have the upper hand on you in regards to road courses. And then Dover's the All-Star race, whatever. Coke 600, and then Nashville and Pocono. So you got a couple of intermediate tracks coming up, and I really need to start seeing these Chevrolets hopefully figuring it out.
Yeah, no, I don't think Dover's going to be a huge time tell. For me, I was like, if they work together, right behind each other and side by side, are they fast? I think that kind of helps you out with the aerodynamic portion of it.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it sucks because Jake, I mean, this is now week 9, and we have constantly been talking about where has Chevrolet been almost for the last 9 weeks. And some people who listen to us on a weekly basis are going to be like, man, they're back at it again with these. It's a topic of conversation. It has to be.
Yeah.
Week in and week out. But I do think that though, once the Chevrolets do start figuring it out, I do think that Larson's going to be a massive threat to Tyler Reddick within the championship. I also think Chase Elliott's going to be a massive threat within the championship, and I think William Byron could possibly.
Yes.
Possibly. Byron needs to start really picking it up because I think the other two are ahead of him. All right. That's our weekly Chevrolet discussion. But again, though, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, the two drivers that I think we're just so accustomed to seeing at Kansas. Win stage one, they win, stage one and stage two. But before we get to this topic of conversation, we are playing for a koozie tonight. And Jake, our first question we're going to do for the fans, and again, to win the koozie, all you got to do, Blown Engine chat line. Pop on in. First one to answer the question will win a koozie. And we'll reach out to you after the show and get your information so we can send it out. We did send good news, and just for all of our fans that are listening, good news is that the koozies I did ship out last week did make it to all the fans too. So we are serious. First question this week. Kyle Larson ended up passing what driver as the most laps led leader at Kansas? Kyle Larson passed what driver this past weekend for the most laps led at Kansas? It was on a graphic on Fox. They talked about it. Again, what driver? Go into the chat line if you have the answer, and we'll get you a koozie.
Should we do? Can we do a little bonus off of that? How many laps has Larson now led?
I mean,
that's gonna be hard, but
to be honest, yeah, well, because it was rolling, right? It was like, okay, cool, but yeah, that should be an easy one for a lot of people. Yeah. That should be an easy one for a lot of people, but like I said, I do want to go back to this Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson conversation, right? Like I said, these two are the cream of the crop. These two are the cream of the crop at Kansas. Every single time we go to Kansas, these two are always head to head with each other in this next gen car. As I mentioned earlier in the show, neither one of them won the race. And I will give Denny, you talk about Larson, we talk about the Chevrolets, let's talk about Denny Hamlin. Flip side, right? Highest of highs, and the lowest of lows. As a competitor, 131 laps led. He's in the hunt for a championship. This sucks for him. On the flip side, he's an owner. And you could tell at the end of this race, he didn't care about the ownership side of it, right? Michael came up to him in pit road, was like, hey, yeah, okay. And you just saw Denny stone-faced killer. It was like he was not happy.
I guess he was talking shit the whole day too. Before the race.
Well, the other thing too, it's pretty funny, is that I was listening to Action Detrimental this week. And you could definitely tell, like, he wasn't bashing Cody Ware, because let's call it as this. This race was Denny Hamlin's one until the caution came out for Cody Ware. Cody Ware, I did not know this until I heard on Action Detrimental. He had 60 laps on his tires before he spun. 60.
Guess that guy was trying some sort of fucking experiment.
Then he even said you weren't making it 60 laps. Like, I don't know why you guys kept him on the track. I mean, my perspective's kind of changed a little bit about Cody Ware, because like they already Rick Ware Racing is kind of the ultimate like underdog story, but like once again, it's like, why is 60 laps? Like, anyways, so Cody Ware goes 60 laps on tires, ends up spinning out. Denny Hamlin, like I said, the race was completely won by Hamlin. Now, all of a sudden, the final green, white checkered. And then, like I said, Reddick ended up taking the win over his boss, Denny Hamlin. But yeah, I mean, if I'm Hamlin, I'd be pissed too. I mean, you could not have asked for a better day at the office. You just couldn't. Yeah. And to be honest with you, here's the thing. In regards to Hamlin for his championship hopes, right now he sits second in the points. He has 105 points behind Tyler Reddick. I mean, yes, that is essentially, that's a lot of points he's got to make up.
And didn't Tyler Reddick get like 71 points this week?
Reddick ended up earning 71 points, yeah.
That's a massive day.
That's the other thing, too. Like, you brought that up. I mean, Reddick, 71 points, dude, like when Reddick wins, it's like he's not just winning these races, he's getting like the most, he's like maxing out points left and right.
Yeah. I don't know. Dude, I was speaking of this whole Denny and 23XI that I had
Yeah.
wanted to pick your brain on how you thought about this. So obviously Denny and Reddick was catching Denny at the end of that race, right? And Larson was in third, 11 seconds back. Not even a factor. Would never have been a factor without the caution. How does Tyler Reddick just keep chopping second after second after second after second off, catching Hamlin, pass him, and then can't even get 2 car lengths ahead of him?
I mean,
Is
I
that like
think
is that when he was like, "Oh shit, I burned way too much fuel doing this. Now I need to back it down because now I'm in front of him."
you got it. And that's the only thing I can think of
That's
because,
the only
like,
thing
I
that I
mean,
can think of either because it's very weird. I'm like, this dude just cruised right up to him, passed him, and then he didn't go anywhere after that.
well, let's call it as is. I mean, he did run out of gas.
Yeah,
He ran out of gas. I don't know if he was burning more. I don't know if he was burning more fuel or not. But I mean, we haven't looked. I haven't looked at those metrics this week. I'll look at them tomorrow. But the one thing with like Denny Hamlin, you are right because you would think the cleaner air would help Reddick out a lot more
take you
because
off.
I mean, take it off. But I know that they were kind of in lap traffic at the time,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean that could have really affected the airflow and the dirty air. But yeah, I mean, it is weird because, like you said, he was cutting seconds off Denny Hamlin's lead, and
Mm-hmm.
then he got around. But again, though, I mean, he did run. Listen, he did run out of gas. He put it on the reserve, so I mean, there could have been something there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, Denny Hamlin. I mean, again, great day at the office. It's just the problem is that late Cody Ware caution ends up costing you a win, and yeah, you know, the person that you're competing with, while it's your car, the person you're competing with for a championship now just gained 71 points to your what was it, 52. So
Yeah.
you yeah, now you lost more points again. So
Mm-hmm.
he's 105 points behind the leader of Tyler Reddick. But I mean, again, I mean, folks, I mean, to go back to this whole, you know, NASCAR's rigging, let's stop this. Everything's probably going to balance itself out very soon, right? Like
Yeah.
we're only 8 weeks into this fresh season. Yeah, I mean 8 weeks is a long time, but or excuse me, we're nine. We're nine. Sorry, keep saying 8. We're 9 weeks into the new season. Like things are going to balance itself out over the summer. We have seen drivers, you know, not win as high as Tyler Reddick in the early parts of the season, but even like the last couple of years, Jake, right? We had a driver like Ross Chastain, won the Coca-Cola 600 in 2025. All of a sudden, got ice cold, went nowhere, and got even colder into the playoffs. I mean, we have seen drivers like that. I mean, Reddick was the same thing. I think he ended up getting hot at, like going into the playoffs, where he got cold. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we see drivers get hot and then cold. The season is a full story. It's not 1 in 9 weeks.
Mm-mm.
While it does stink that your favorite driver hasn't won because Reddick's won 5 races, this could just be the part of the story of a beautiful championship run for your favorite driver. Just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Overcoming adversity. Like these drivers have to overcome adversity. Right now,
Yeah.
they're all getting the shit kicked out of them by Tyler Reddick. They just are.
Not wrong.
Speaking of a driver, let's jump off topic of Hamlin. Again, Hamlin stats courtesy of NASCAR.com since we brought him up. 9.55 average finish in 2026. Really good average finish. 575 laps led. He leads the field with laps led. 4 top 5, 6 top 10s, 1 win in 9 races. So, let's also, Jake, Blown Engine chat line. Doug checked in with our with the question winner, Kevin Harvick. That is correct. That's what I was saying. It's easy because they were talking about it because Harvick was in the booth. So we'll do a second koozie after this topic. I want to talk about this driver though, Jake. Joey Logano. What are your thoughts on him in 2026?
Horrible. Total fucking nothing. And I'm not going to complain about it. It's funny. I'm sitting on the couch with my dad the whole fucking day. He's like, oh, there's Joey Logano, 29, 3 laps down. Oh, Logano's still in 29th, 2 laps down. And I was like, I'm not going to complain. You want to know what the best part of the race was when it had to do with Logano being like 3 laps down? When he was just literally holding Hamlin off for like those few like laps for a little bit. I'm like, here we go. I said, I'm like, Hamlin's just going to wreck him. That was Logano's big moment of the day.
It's so weird because I'm looking at his stats right now. He's 14th in the points.
I don't know how.
Right? He's got 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s. He's got only one DNF in 9 races. He's got an average finish of 17.22. And his laps led is 111 laps. That's all strictly coming from restrictor plate. Let's not sit there and say it came from anything else. I agree with you. Horrible. And if you're a Joey Logano fan and you're listening to us on the Blunt, live right now, and you want to jump in on the Blunt Engine hotline, I want to ask our Logano fans, how are you feeling to start 2026? I mean, listen, the playoff system's not here anymore. Like he is not going to get bailed out by this playoff system. Granted, he's a 3-time champion. I'm not going to take anything away from him. 3-time champion. He's still a great driver. But when we've seen Joey Logano get off to these horrendous starts, I look at 2024, his last championship. When he got off to that horrendous start in 2024, it was like, okay, cool. Like, he ended up winning Nashville, race number 17, and then went on this immaculate tear in the playoffs. But now he's not, without the playoff system, I don't know how he's going to overcome this. I just really don't. Like, this is a really bad start. I mean, he is 232 points behind leader Tyler Reddick in the points. He sits 14th. He dropped another 2 points. But here's the kicker. Not just is it the 17.2 average finish that he's got in 2026. He finished 3rd at Daytona. Pretty good. Really good. 18th at Atlanta. 15th at Coda. 31st at Phoenix, where he basically wrecked his teammate. 15th at Vegas, 33rd at Darlington, 3rd at Martinsville, 7th at Bristol, and then 30th at Kansas. He is finishing at tracks that he is pretty good at and has won at. He is finishing at those tracks below 15th. Darlington, no issues whatsoever. Kansas, no issues whatsoever. Finished 30th and 33rd respectively.
Oh, he fell on his face those races. I was so surprised with Darlington. I'm still mind blown about that.
I'm more surprised about this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're right. Darlington, I'm very surprised. Don't get me wrong. I'm very surprised at Darlington 33rd. But, like, this past weekend at Kansas, like, he does have speed at the 1.5s. And he just was a no call, no show.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very awkward look for the 22 this year. And will he be a chase driver? I'm sure he's going to be a chase driver, but like I'm not 100% championship driver. Forget that. That's out of the window right
now. Oh, for this year, unless he goes on a tear.
Yeah, that's out of the window.
I mean, he's pretty good at. I mean, I'll be curious to see how he does in Texas. That's a favorable track for him.
Texas, well, he's got Talladega. I mean, listen, he could be a couple win. I mean, he can win himself a couple races and he can be right back into the spot. But it's been a miserable start for him. Really been a miserable spot. Doug checked in on the Blunt End chat line. He goes, I'm not a fan of Joey, or a fan, assuming Joey Logano, but he is sneaky good, like it or not. Yeah, no, 100%.
He is.
He is sneaky good, but without this playoff system, like he's not going to be able to sneak himself into the playoffs and just go on immaculate runs at this point and make the last 10 races of the season matter. He actually like he's going to have to put a volume. He's going to have to put the volume in at this point, and to start the season off, I mean, the volume is just not there. I mean, the results are not there. And realistically speaking, I mean, out of all 3 of the Penske drivers, I mean, yes, I think Blaney's the best out of the bunch right now. But I would say Cindric's been outperforming Logano to start the season. And I don't think that's an astronomical statement.
No, I'd say I agree with you on that. 100. I agree with you on that. For so far in 9 weeks, yeah, I think Logano is the worst out of the 3.
Yeah, at this point. I mean, at this point, and that can change, Jake. That totally can change. But I mean, Cindric sits 17th in the points. Logano sits 14th. The thing about Cindric is that Cindric's had bad luck to start the season. Cindric has had speed, whereas Logano has. I mean, even this past week at Kansas, right? I mean, Cindric ended up finishing this race. He finished this race 12th. He started 34th.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it was a good day.
Very good day. Very good day. But again, though, in regards to my Joey Logano fans, like, feel free to chime in. Dude, I don't see it. I just like
Yeah, it's
they
hard.
don't look. They don't look right. They don't look right to start the season off.
Yeah, and I
So.
mean, I'm even looking at driver averages, Matt. It ain't looking good for him this week either.
At Talladega.
Yeah, he's 38th ranked.
Yeah. I mean, he is a super. He's good on.
And here's the
gonna
thing,
he's
man.
gonna-
It's Talladega. Anybody can fucking win this race.
Yeah, he's going to lead a bunch of laps.
Yeah.
But, anyways,
Corey
our-
Heim could win.
I mean, you led laps at Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, anybody could win.
You led laps at Daytona. So, let's get to second question of this week, right? Second question for our fans. Again, you're playing with for a koozie on the line. Feel free to chime in on Blown Edge chat line once you have an answer. First one up to answer the question, we'll send out a koozie right to you. And before we do that, Ronald checked in. Hey guys, Ronald, thanks for checking in. Good to hear from you as well. Back in 2022, 23XI swept both races at Kansas. Who were the winning drivers? Again, 2022, 23XI swept both Kansas races, meaning they won the spring and the fall. Who were the two drivers that won those races for 23XI? Again, one in the chat line, you're playing for a koozie. Well, the answers keep rolling in. Let's get into our final discussion tonight from Kansas. Not second to final. Let's do our biggest surprises this week and underachievers. Start off with you, Jake.
So my underachiever for this week was Ryan Blaney to a T.
Yeah.
Finished 24th. He was a disappointment this week. And then my overachiever I'm going to give it to Bubba, and I hate to fucking say it, but I have to. I'm going to give it to Bubba.
Top five. I mean, another week, another solid run for the driver of the 23. Just saying. Before I get to mine, Jake, one of our fans, Ronald, he checked in. He goes, "So Jake, how's it feel seeing Reddick fly by your boilers on the last lap like it was nothing?" Well, Ronald, I appreciate you, but you just tuned in. We did talk about it.
I'm gonna figure out where he got that boost button at.
And also, finally, Ronald checked in on the question of the week. He said Kurt and Bubba were the two drivers. That's correct. Kurt Busch, Bubba Wallace were the two 23XI drivers who swept Kansas in 2022. So Jake, your biggest surprise was Bubba Wallace, or biggest surprise, biggest performer, Bubba Wallace, and biggest loser this week was Ryan Blaney. For me, my biggest underachiever, once again, I got to give it to the driver of the one car, Ross Chastain. It's my dude.
I was going to say, but I knew you were going to say
that's my dude. That's my dude. I mean, the 1.5s, I mean, this is how I know Trackhouse is not in good shape right now. This is how I know Trackhouse is not in good shape. 1.5 miler. Ross Chastain finishes this race in 26th. Nowhere to be found. And this is where it's like, okay, this is getting old really, really fast. My biggest loser / underachiever this week, Ross Chastain. Trackhouse Racing, if you're listening to us live, please, for the love of God, get these drivers a freaking car. Please. This is getting actually kind of embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest achiever this week, I gotta give it to the 3 RFK cars.
Yeah.
The hashtag the grinders, baby. The grinders. They just continuously, week in and week out, they continuously get it done. Listen, this time last year, Brad Keselowski didn't even pick up his first top 10 until Charlotte. That was race 13. Brad right now, talk about a bounce back season for the driver of the 6. And this team RFK, I legitimately believe in RFK, and I do think that they're taking the next step. Right now, Brad sits 9th in the points. 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, 156 laps led. Like, I know a lot of them came from Darlington, but like he's won stages. This team just looks fresh.
Yeah.
They look
really
new.
good.
Like, Busher, once again, another top 10 from Chris Busher. I mean, granted, it was 10th, but finished in the top 10. Yeah, you got Priest, who finished 11th. Who, again, Priest was struggling in the mid-teens throughout the day. They made a nice adjustment at the end of the race, and there he was at 11th. Hashtag the grinders. I like that. I like that what the Fox broadcast booth called it, the grinders, because that's all these guys are doing is grinding. Do I think they're championship caliber threats? No, but I feel like that this organization is finally taking the next step.
I really thought you came up with that name.
No, that wasn't me. That was actually, believe it or not, Clint Boyer, who I can't stand.
I can't. I mean, I'm right there with you.
Stand.
At least he came up with a good nickname this time.
Yeah, the Grinders.
Instead of giving it to some fucking idiot that doesn't deserve one.
The Hurricane. All right. Doug checked in. He said, "What, Bubba?"
Yeah, I know.
Reference.
I heard to say too.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm not thrilled to have said that.
Ronald checked in. He goes, if I remember specifically, Bubba was driving the 45 car after Kurt got hurt in 2022. That is correct. Kurt Busch won in the 45, and that was in the Jordan brand. And that was in the Jordan brand. That was a sick paint scheme.
Yes.
And then Root Insurance was on this car of the 45 for Bubba Wallace that day. And then finally, let's get one more from Ronald. He said, Brad should have never joined Roush. That team's been dead since 2013. I agree, but Brad's bringing it back up. I think that I think what they're doing within that organization is good. I do think that they have race-winning speed at this point. And I do think that they have 3 drivers that are just real hard workers. And the other thing, too, and I agree with you, it sucks. I was a Brad guy. I hated seeing Brad leave Penske because let's call it as is. He probably has another championship under his belt, probably a Daytona 500 if he doesn't leave. But the one thing about Brad is that he wasn't getting ownership responsibilities at Penske. So I cannot blame the player for doing what he did. I can't. Okay. Jake, before we get into our Talladega preview, and let's call it as is, it's going to be short because of it's super speedway. Picks really go out the window. I do want to bring up this final discussion from Kansas, and I think that a lot of our fans deserve this discussion. And over the last couple weeks, I've been hearing from a lot of people within NASCAR Facebook groups. I've been hearing within a lot of other old timers and just people in general always saying that NASCAR's dead. And this past week, the Nelson ratings came out. And while last week at Bristol, they went below 2 million views. It went below 2 million views last week at Bristol, which does stink. It does. But this past week, NASCAR ended up rebounding with a 2.92 million viewership on Fox for Kansas. So it bounced back up. And put this into perspective, it was a 26% increase from the 2025 event, but that event aired on FS1 that only averaged 2.3 million fans. Going back to what it bounced back up. So I know Doug, he chimed in last week. He said the Masters were on at the same time as Bristol. Totally agree. And I think that's I think that was more of a reflection on why the viewership was down at Bristol. But again, I've been hearing from a lot of fans, and this is where I want to challenge our fan base tonight. And if you're listening to us live tonight, I want you to have a good responsibility. Go back to some of these fans, all that type of stuff, because I am so sick and tired of hearing people say NASCAR is dead. I am tired of hearing NASCAR is dead. Nobody wants to watch it. Woke car this, woke car that. You clearly care because you continuously post on Facebook groups about NASCAR. So you know what's going on. Where I want to challenge your loudmouth keyboard warrior mentality. First of all, I lift more than you, so I'm stronger than you. Shut up. But not just that. I want to challenge you as a person. Jake and I are going to Pocono. We have a group of 15 people that are coming with us. We have probably 5 of those fans, Jake, would you say? Probably 5. Probably don't care for NASCAR.
Yeah.
I'm going to challenge this fan base. You guys continue saying that it's dead. Well, I'm going to challenge you to go get fans and bring them back into the sport. or introduce them to the sport.
Yeah.
You want to go on Facebook and complain and cry and all that type of stuff about how NASCAR is dead. Well, why don't you help do something about it? You're complaining about viewerships and mocking viewerships, but you clearly care about the sport so much. But then you sit there and say, well, this is why I'm bring them back in. Have a fan listen to a podcast or have a person listen to a podcast. Have them watch a race. Talk to them about the engineering. Talk about there's going to be people that are not going to care for the sport, Jake. There just is. And we can't continue winning everybody over. We can't. But you guys that want to continue pushing these people away about how the sport's dead. Well, at one point, those fans were there. There's a loudmouth in one of the NASCAR groups, and I'm going to call him out in the podcast. I don't care. His name's Darren Jones. He posts all the time in these groups about how the attendance is down, yada, yada, yada. And he claims that he worked at NASCAR. I'm sure he did. But if you have inside information, instead of posting about how the viewerships are down, why don't you go help and understand? You worked in a shop. Help fans understand. Bridge the gap. Bring them there. Bring them together. Instead, it's funny because people are always like, well, F1 has a higher viewership rate. They get a lot of fans and all that type of stuff. Well, they're not bashing other fans in these NASCAR groups.
No.
They actually sound intelligent when they talk about the sport. Instead, here we are talking about you're racist if you don't agree with my opinion, or you're an idiot and a bigot. Enough.
Yeah.
So I want to challenge fans tonight. I'm sick and tired of hearing that the NASCAR is dead mantra. Go out there and bridge the gap.
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is just, whether it's introducing a fan, and I'm not begging for people to go be like, listen to Brooklyn Woodbury podcast. They're fun. I'm not asking for that. I mean, if you do that, thank you. I appreciate it. But at the same time, I'm just asking for you to, hey, you have a friend? Come on over. Hey, I'm going to a race. Will you be interested? Even if they're not, buy the ticket.
Yep.
Doesn't hurt.
Nope.
Doesn't hurt.
I agree with you, man. And here's the thing, dude. They're the same people that'll go into a football thing and say, "Oh, football it isn't the same." The NFL has changed. It's flag football. It's 2-hand touch. You can't do anything. It's these people that nothing that you do to try to help to try to make them happy, it'll never be good enough. At the end of the day, man, I read them. I laugh. There's sometimes that I want to comment and I write this whole thing out. And I'm like, I'm just gonna get fucking banned off Facebook, so I'm just gonna delete this. I'm gonna get kicked out of this group if I put this down. It's just, you know what, dude? What if you don't like it? Leave the fucking groups. Stop fucking commenting. We don't care to. It's like you said. If you have the time of the day to go into the group, comment the shit, and then comment back when people say to you, you care enough to fucking watch it. You're obviously watching it every fucking week because you're bitching about it.
Yeah.
Be a part of the change. Don't be a part of the bringing it down. Be a part of the change. Help it fucking get better.
Listen, Jake, you and I have been watching this sport for a long time, and we understand that the NFL, we understand that NASCAR at one point was close to NFL viewership ratings. We just do. They were the second most watched sport in all of America.
Yep.
Right? I mean, there's a reason why they went back to ESPN. ESPN wanted that NASCAR dollar. That's what they wanted. We understand that the sports viewership is not there at this point. We get it. We are not close to the NFL. Nobody's even close to the NFL. The NFL is the most uncomparable organization that you can compare any sport to. And if you're going to do that, the closest that you can get is probably college football, and that is it.
Yeah.
But again, though, like you said, Jake, be a change. Instead of going in the Facebook groups and complaining and all that type of stuff. And like I said, I'll call you out. I don't care. Because I want to see this sport grow. I want people to have fun and tailgate at racetracks. I want fans to go to the race and be like, you know what? This is pretty fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Because it's a great sport. It is a very entertaining sport. And I think for us, you and I specifically, like why I love NASCAR is I'm an analytics guy. You're a mechanic. Like, two of those mesh right together.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Dude, I say to people all the time, I'll be like, hey, go to a NASCAR race. Buy the ticket. And they'll be like, what do you mean buy the ticket? I'm like, just buy the ticket. Go with somebody you like, or if you want me to go with you, I'll go with you. Whatever.
Hmm?
I said I will tell you. I am 98% positive you'll buy that ticket again next year. And they look at me like, "What do you mean?" Like, I don't really want to watch guys go around in a circle. I said the experience from when you get there. I tell everybody, obviously, tailgate responsibly. Be responsible.
Yes, 100%.
Have a good
100%.
time, but know your limit. Go in and enjoy the race. I see too many fucking people go to a fucking NASCAR race, get absolutely fucking shit faced, and they don't even make it out of their fucking truck bed because they can't get the fuck off of it. Don't do that. Go there and experience it all. Go to the Fan Fest area. Go to the haulers. I'm telling you, you'll go back next year. Mark
Yeah.
my word.
100%. 1000%, dude. Like I said, I'm excited for, like I said, not to jump us and promote our own tailgate at Pocono, but that's why I'm excited about Pocono. We're bringing fans up there that legitimately, like I said, we have a couple of them that aren't really into it, but guess what? They want to go enjoy the day. You know, you just go have fun and all that type of stuff. And it's just like, it does break my heart that it's like, oh, the viewerships are down and all that type of stuff. Instead of complaining, go do something about it. Go help, go lead somebody to the sport. Beat them. So
Go show somebody why the new NASCAR is just as good as the old. I get it. It's never
Absolutely.
going to be the old. I get it. It's never going to be the Earnhardt era. I get it. We all get it. Stop saying NASCAR died when Dale died. It's still here.
It's still running, by the way, guys.
Yes,
I'm just
it's
saying.
still running. No disrespect to Dale Earnhardt at all. Yes, there was a massive change when that guy left. That was a huge hit to the sport. But we're still here and we're still going.
Absolutely.
And he would want you to still be watching it.
Absolutely.
Shit pisses me off too, man. I hate those fucking keyboard warriors, man. I don't want to lose my Facebook, so.
No, it's all good. But anyways, like Jake and I were saying tonight again, instead of being a keyboard warrior and complaining about the viewership and all that type of stuff, be a fan of the sport. Help it grow. Healthy growth. That's all it cares about. And stop fighting with each other in Facebook groups, please. Stop. I mean, it's okay to joke around about drivers and all that type of stuff, but when it starts getting derogatory, knock it off.
Yeah.
End of the public service announcement, Jake. Doug chimed in. He said, "Good for you. Be proud, Jake and Matt, that you love NASCAR. Whatever sport you follow, be a fan. 100%. 100%. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see F1 fans sitting there complaining about their fan base.
No.
I don't see NFL fans complaining about fan bases and viewerships and all that type of stuff because it's growth, healthy growth. That's all we care about. All right, final topic tonight. Let's get the Talladega picks.
Curious who the heck had picks for that.
So in the preseason, Jake, you had John Hunter Nemechek, and I had Brad
staying with it.
You're going with it. Okay, I like it.
Again, I love John Hunter, man. I'm a low key fan.
I'll be honest with you. It's Talladega. It's super speedway. All this driveraverages.com nonsense goes right out the window.
Yeah.
We are shooting from the hip. So I'm going to go with the field tonight.
Anybody
in the field. No, I chose Brad Keselowski. I'm sticking with Brad K. I am sticking with Brad K to start to get win number 1 on Sunday at Talladega. He's just come up so close so many times in RFK equipment. I like Brad K. I guess ones to watch. Dark horse.
Everybody. My dark horse, I'm going to pick Kyle Larson. I think I actually think that he gets the super speedway win this week. He is pretty decent here. Finishes pretty well here. 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, 2 top 20s since 2024.
It's not bad.
It's not horrible.
So Larson's your one to watch.
Yeah, I mean, everybody. I mean, for the other one, it's everybody. One to watch.
Jake's going John Hunter Nemechek, the field, and Kyle Larson. Yeah. So Larson and John Hunter Nemechek don't count. It's the field. For me, I'm gonna go with for one to watch. I am going Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Okay.
I'm a big Stenhouse guy this week. I am a Stenhouse nerd. I think that's my pick. That's my go-to outside Brad K. And then for my dark horse, man, you know what? Screw it. He went 60 laps on tires last week. I'm going with Cody Ware as my dark horse. I'm going to do it. This is the only time I can ever pick him. I'm going with Cody Ware as the dark horse.
All right.
People are going to listen to this episode and be like, dude, what are they doing this week?
Trust the process.
Listen, I mean, we're
going to be right one of these weeks.
We were already. I mean,
yeah, we were. That's right.
We both had Chase Elliott at Martinsville.
Yeah, that's right.
We both had Chase Elliott at Martinsville. Like I said, I never get to pick Cody Ware. I got to give Cody Ware a lot of love and credit. My perspective's changed on him. He is the true dark horse at Rick Ware Racing. I'm going with Cody Ware.
And I never picked John Hunter Nemechek at the end of the week, so here we go.
We saw Harrison Burton win a couple years ago at Daytona. I mean, it's possible, dude. I mean,
yep.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Cody Ware, those are my dudes. I'm going with those guys this week. I mean, Brad's obviously my true pick, but all right, Jake. With all that being said, again, we appreciate everyone's love and support tonight on this weekly episode of the Broken Wolverine Podcast. Jake, you will not be with me next week.
I will not. I will not be in the country next week, unfortunately.
Have a ton of fun. Have a ton of fun. If you love what you're hearing, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, at the Broken Wolverine Podcast. If you miss our live stream every Wednesday night, feel free to follow us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music at the Broken Wolverine Podcast. And feel free to smash the follow button. We'll have our episodes posted from the week before. We'll have it posted on those for your listening viewership. So feel free to chime in and listen to us on those subscriptions. Again, we appreciate everyone's love and support. Once again, Koozie giveaway. Doug was our winner for Kevin Harvick was the answer, and Ronald was our second winner with a Kurt Busch and Bubba Wallace answer. So with all that being said, enjoy Talladega. We're at the 2.66 miler, and if you're going to the race, enjoy yourself. If not, wherever you're watching, enjoy yourself as well. Jake, have a wonderful, wonderful trip. I will talk to you in 2 weeks. And for the fans, I'll talk to you next week. We'll probably try to get a fill-in host that week. But, Jake, like I said, enjoy yourself next week. Much love and respect to all of you. Have a wonderful night, guys. Be safe, be well, and go Flyers, Jake.
Yeah, it's over already.
I just turned around. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night. We'll talk to you next week.